The three main characters Jack, Jennifer, and Manny go on a yacht on a long sea voyage. Jack is a rich businessman, his wife Jennifer is a beautiful and sophisticated woman, and Manny is their personal assistant working for Jack. They are all hoping to enjoy a luxurious vacation away from civilization. Jack acts bossy, clearly feeling his superiority and the power he possesses through money. He does not hesitate to command and demonstrate his power over everyone, including Manny. Jennifer, on the other hand, is somewhat cold to her husband, which is evident in their casual conversations, although she still maintains the appearance of a perfect marriage. Manny is a taciturn and hardworking man, willing to do all the errands given to him without too many questions. However, from time to time he shows a hidden irritation at Jack's dismissive attitude, although outwardly he remains calm and polite. From the first scenes you can feel the tension between the three characters, as if something is looming that could destroy the fragile peace on board. During another voyage on the sea, the weather deteriorates sharply, and the yacht gets into a storm. Jack, confident in his management skills, tries to cope with the situation, but the forces of nature are stronger. The yacht capsizes and all three find themselves in the water, fighting for their lives. Their world changes completely when they find themselves marooned on a deserted island. Unlike their former luxurious life, they are now forced to fight for survival. The yacht is destroyed, there is no communication with the outside world, and no one has any idea when they might be rescued. Immediately after the disaster, Jack starts giving orders, believing that his leadership position is automatically transferred to the new situation. However, Manny, realizing that different rules apply in the wilderness, begins to slowly take the lead. He is more adapted to these conditions, knows how to get food and water, and can navigate the environment. Jack, on the contrary, feels helpless, although he is still trying to save face in front of Jennifer. At this point, hidden feelings begin to reveal themselves between the characters. Jennifer gradually begins to realize that her husband is unable to protect her in such extreme conditions, and begins to admire Manny's endurance and skills. This admiration grows into something more, and soon there is a bond between her and Manny that they both can no longer deny. They begin to spend more time together, foraging for food, building a fire, and other household tasks, while Jack stays on the sidelines, trying to maintain his power, but gradually realizing that he is losing control not only of the situation, but of his wife as well. The scenes on the island are filled with details about how the characters adapt to their new surroundings. Manny demonstrates his skills, he catches fish, builds a primitive dwelling, and teaches Jennifer the basics of survival. Jack, on the other hand, proves useless in these endeavors and becomes increasingly irritated. He tries to assert himself through his usual aggression and orders, but realizes it no longer works. Tension builds when Jack begins to notice a special closeness between Manny and Jennifer. One night, when Jack tries to organize a dinner consisting of the meager food Manny has obtained, he begins to ridicule his assistant and belittle his merits. However, Jennifer stands up for Manny, which makes Jack even more irritated. He brings up the past and their relationship, trying to regain control through emotional pressure, but Jennifer no longer reacts to his manipulations the way she used to. This becomes a turning point in their relationship. Jack makes an unsuccessful attempt to prove his worth by traveling inland in search of food. However, he gets lost and panic grips him. He spends several hours alone, realizing his helplessness and weakness in the face of nature. When he finally returns to camp, scratched and tired, Manny and Jennifer have already built a new shelter and a new dynamic has clearly been established between them. Jack tries to regain control of the situation, but his attempts become increasingly desperate. Meanwhile, the relationship between Manny and Jennifer is developing. They spend a lot of time together discussing their past lives and sharing their experiences. Jennifer admits that her marriage to Jack has long since become a formality and she no longer feels the feelings for him that she used to. She says that she has always admired Manny for his patience and ability to cope with difficulties, although this admiration used to be hidden. Manny, on the other hand, admits that he has long felt sympathy for her but never dared to show it, believing that she was too distant from him because of her status. Their closeness gradually develops into a romantic relationship. One night, when Jack is sound asleep after a failed hunting attempt, Manny and Jennifer find themselves alone by the fire. They stare at each other for a long time and the tension between them builds until finally they give in to their feelings. This moment becomes the culmination of their inner tension and leads to physical intimacy. The next morning, Jack begins to guess what has happened between his wife and Manny. He notices the looks they are exchanging and feels like an extra in this new situation. Inner irritation and jealousy overwhelm him, and he begins to make plans to regain his control. He decides that he must get rid of Manny in order to regain his power over the situation and get Jennifer back. Jack begins to sabotage the work Manny is doing in an attempt to set him up for Jennifer. He tells her that Manny is really just using the situation to manipulate her and that she is wrong to trust him. However, Jennifer no longer believes her husband's words. She openly declares that she no longer feels connected to Jack and doesn't see him as the man she once loved. This becomes the final blow to Jack, and his rage turns to action. One day Jack decides to get into open conflict with Manny. They begin to argue and Jack accuses him of ruining his marriage and trying to take his place. Manny tries to stay calm at first, but when Jack threatens him, he is forced to defend himself. A fight ensues in which Jack, despite his physical weakness, tries to use aggression to gain the upper hand. However, Manny, possessing better physical skills, quickly gains the upper hand in the fight. At this point, Jennifer intervenes, asking them to stop. She begs Jack to stop and admit that their relationship is long over. However, Jack can't accept this and tries to attack Manny again, but suddenly falls and hits his head on a rock. He loses consciousness and Jennifer and Manny are faced with the choice of trying to save him or leave him to the mercy of fate. Manny wants to help despite everything that has happened, but Jennifer, feeling that this is the only way to break the ties that bind them to the past, convinces him not to get involved. They decide to leave, leaving Jack on the shore, hoping that he will soon be found by rescuers or that he can survive on his own. The two of them leave holding each other's hands, realizing that they are now free and can start a new life. The movie ends on a note of uncertainty. Will someone rescue Jack or will he be alone on the island forever? However, for Jennifer and Manny, this moment becomes a symbol of liberation from old shackles and the beginning of a new chapter in their lives where they can be happy without looking back on the past.